Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Spanish lesson.
Today, we're going to be going over how to say here, there, and there, but further over there.
This video will be in two parts. First, we'll go over the difference between the words here and there. Aquí, acá, ahí, allí, and allá.
Yeah, then we'll go over demonstrative adjectives and pronouns. This is for referring to things that are here, there, or over there, like este, ese, and aquel.
So first, the words aquí, acá, ahí, allí, and allá all refer to different degrees of proximity. So let's break them down in detail.
Both aquí and acá mean here in English and refer to a location close to the speaker. However, aquí is more precise and static, while acá is more here in a general sense or when dealing with movement. So let's first see some examples with aquí. We could say, the keys are here on the table.
Las llaves están aquí en la mesa.
So not only are we talking about a precise point here on the table, but we're also referring to the fact that it's close to us, the speaker. I live here in this neighborhood.
Vivo aquí en este barrio.
So in this case, we're in the neighborhood, so we use aquí. Stay here and wait for me.
Quédate aquí y espérame.
So we use aquí when we talk about a static or a precise location. Now, we need to use acá when we're talking about here in a general sense. For example, come here quickly.
Ven acá rápido.
So in this case, not only are we talking about movement, but we're not saying come to this specific point. We're saying something like come here, like come into this room in a general sense. You can put your bags here.
Puedes poner tus maletas acá.
So in this case, we're not talking about a specific point, but just sort of in this general area. I'll be around here all afternoon.
Estaré por acá toda la tarde. While this is technically and grammatically the correct way to use aquí and acá, in everyday conversations they are pretty interchangeable, so don't worry about which one to use. If you're ever unsure about which one to use, just use aquí.
It's true. I would say that aquí is almost always what's used in everyday daily conversations. In reality, I've only ever heard acá used when both in a general sense and in movement using the word por. Like, for example, I can't find the restaurant. I know it's around here.
No puedo encontrar el restaurante. Yo sé que es por acá.
So we see here that por acá means in a general sense and contains movement. We're walking and looking for this place. So just keep that in mind.
Ahí means there and refers to a location close to the listener, not the speaker. It's a middle ground between aquí, acá, and allí, allá.
So, for example, we could say, your phone is there on the chair.
Tu teléfono está ahí en la silla.
So, in this case, the telephone is near the listener, not the speaker. Please stand there.
Por favor, párate ahí.
So in this case, we're telling the listener to stand somewhere close to them, but further from us. Now, sometimes we don't even need a listener, and we can just use ahí to express a little bit further from us. For example, I left my book there.
Dejé mi libro ahí.
So the thing to remember with ahí is if it's not close to you, but it's still in close proximity, it's still something that you could see or could easily get to, use ahí. Now, allí and allá also mean there, but refer to a distance further than ahí. In fact, allí and allá both refer to a distance that's further away from both the speaker and the listener. Now, allí is more precise and static, while allá is used more for general or when dealing with movement. So it's just like aquí and acá. So let's first see some examples with allí. We could say, the store is there on the corner.
La tienda está allí en la esquina.
So in this case, we're not near the store, and neither is the person we're talking to. We met there last time.
Nos encontramos allí la última vez.
The bus stops there.
El autobús para allí. Now, let's see a few examples with allá.
Like, my grandparents live over there in the mountains.
Mis abuelos viven allá en las montañas.
So we're just saying over there somewhere in the mountains in a general sense. Let's go over there to eat.
Vamos allá a comer.
So here we're dealing with movement, like let's go over there. So we use allá. From over there, you can see the whole city.
Desde allá puedes ver toda la ciudad.
So, while we would say that allá is a little bit more common in Latin America, you'll hear people use both, and it's okay to interchange them. But technically, if referring to a specific point, use allí, and if you're talking more in a general sense, use allá. Finally, let's see some examples using these words together. Right here, I have my computer, but over there at the office, I have a more powerful one.
Aquí tengo mi computadora, pero allá en la oficina tengo una más potente.
You can leave your suitcase there at the entrance and come here with me to the couch.
Puedes dejar tu maleta ahí en la entrada y venir acá conmigo al sofá.
We'll meet there at the cafe, and then we'll go over there to the beach.
Nos vemos allí en el café y después vamos allá a la playa.
Remember, here we used allí because it's for a precise location, and then we use allá when we refer to movement to going over there to the beach. Why are you here when I asked you to wait there at the door?
¿Por qué estás aquí cuando te pedí que esperaras ahí en la puerta?
Here, it's cold, but over there in the mountains, it's much colder.
Acá hace frío, pero allá en la montaña hace mucho más. Okay, we have to take a quick second to thank our supporters and members. Thanks to Patty, Bob, and Ravi for your Buy Me a Coffee donations. Your support helps us create lessons like this to improve your Spanish.
Yeah, now if you'd like to become a member, check out the links in the description of this video. We have links for Patreon memberships, for YouTube memberships, and for Buy Me a Coffee, so it's really easy to sign up or donate to the channel. In Patreon, for example, we post 2 extra video lessons per month, as well as an audio listening comprehension from Darcy. So check it out. Also, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you still haven't, and share this video so that our lessons can reach more and more Spanish students. Thank you so much. Now, demonstrative adjectives and pronouns help indicate the location of a thing or a person in relation to the speaker and the listener. Now, the 3 demonstratives are este, ese, and aquel, and vary based on distance, gender, and number. So they must always agree with the noun they modify in gender, feminine or masculine, and in number, singular or plural. And our first demonstrative will have 4 forms.
Este, esta, estos, and estas.
These forms mean this or these and refer to something close to the speaker. They function as adjectives when they accompany a noun and as pronouns when they replace one. So let's see some examples as an adjective. This book is interesting.
Este libro es interesante.
I like these shoes.
Me gustan estos zapatos.
This girl is my sister.
Esta chica es mi hermana.
These flowers are beautiful.
Estas flores son hermosas.
Okay, now let's see some examples of este used as a pronoun. So for example, if we were talking about a car, we could say something like, this is my favorite.
Este es mi favorito.
Or if we were talking about a jacket, we could say, this one is very expensive.
Esta es muy cara.
Referring to shoes, we could say, these are old.
Estos son viejos.
Or again, referring to flowers, we could say, I bought these yesterday.
Compré estas ayer.
Now, one common mistake that many Spanish students make at the beginning is confusing este with esto. Esto is a neutral pronoun used for an unidentified object or idea, like when we say something like, what is this?
¿Qué es esto?
So be aware of that. For the singular masculine form, we don't use esto, we use este. Now, our second demonstrative will also have 4 forms.
Ese, esa, esos, and esas.
Now, these forms mean that or those and refer to something close to the listener or something at an intermediate distance. Like este, they function as adjectives when they accompany a noun and pronouns when they replace one. So let's first see some examples used as an adjective. That car is expensive.
Ese coche es caro.
Those houses are beautiful.
Esas casas son hermosas.
I don't like that idea.
No me gusta esa idea.
Those pencils are mine.
Esos lápices son míos.
Okay, now let's see some examples using ese as a pronoun. If we're referring to a pen, we could say something like, that one is mine.
Ese es mío.
Referring to a shirt, we could say, I don't like that one.
Esa no me gusta.
Referring to books, we could say, those are very interesting.
Esos son muy interesantes.
Or referring to movies, we could say, I saw those yesterday.
Vi esas ayer.
Now, because at first, many Spanish students forget when to use which one, este or ese, a useful trick to remember is to associate them with proximity using the T rule.
Este has a T in it, and we can imagine there's something so close we can touch it.
But ese doesn't have a T in it, so it's something a little bit separated from us. It's near the other person and something that we can't touch. Hopefully that's a useful trick that you can use to remember the difference between the two. Okay, our last demonstrative is aquel, and it also has 4 forms.
Aquel, aquella, aquellos, and aquellas.
Aquel means that or those over there, and refers to something that is far from both the speaker and the listener. Many English speakers often use ese when they should be using aquel for distant objects. Remember, ese is for something near the listener. It's not something that's distant, but aquel is used for things that are distant, both from the listener and the speaker. Like other demonstratives, they function as adjectives when they accompany a noun and as pronouns when they replace one. Let's first see some examples used as an adjective. That mountain is huge.
Aquella montaña es enorme.
Those boys over there are my cousins.
Aquellos chicos son mis primos.
I want that dress over there.
Quiero aquel vestido.
Those buildings in the distance are impressive.
Aquellos edificios en la distancia son impresionantes.
And lastly, let's see some examples using aquel as a pronoun. So if we're referring to something like a hat, we could say, that one over there is mine.
Aquel es mío.
Referring to a shirt, we could say, I prefer that one over there.
Prefiero aquella.
Referring to cars, we could say, those over there are new.
Aquellos son nuevos.
And referring to something like photos, we could say, I remember those from years ago.
Recuerdo aquellas de hace años.
And that's it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other lessons like this.
Now watch this video to keep improving your Spanish.
Until next time.